Hello student. In the last lecture we have studied about the green chemistry, and in that study we have started study about the 12 principles of green chemistry. In that we have studied the first 6 principles of green chemistry. Now in this lecture we are going to study the remaining principles of green chemistry. So the seventh principle of green chemistry is the use of renewable feedstocks. Use of renewable feedstocks means here there should be use of renewable sources instead of non-renewable sources. Renewable sources are the plant-based or biomass-based sources, while the non-renewable sources are nothing but the crude oil or the substances like petrochemicals. These renewable sources are eco-friendly and will be available for future generations. आपण जर रिन्युएबल आणि नॉन रिन्युएबल सोर्सेस कंपेअर केले तर रिन्युएबल सोर्सेस can be made available for the future generation because the non-renewable sources or the amount of these non-renewable sources is limited. We can't generate these sources for the next generation, but the renewable sources, which are the plant-based or biomass-based sources, made available for the next or future generation. So in different chemical processes we should use the renewable sources instead of the non-renewable sources. Then next principle is the reduced derivative. So about this principle, the statement is that there should not be unnecessary steps which will require additional reagents and can generate waste, because if in a chemical process there are number of steps, in those number of steps we have to use different types of solvents or reagents or any other chemical substances. So we should avoid the number of steps in a chemical process. For example, in the formation of meta-hydroxybenzoic acid from the meta-hydroxybenzaldehyde, here two steps are unnecessary in which there is protection of hydroxyl group. So in such type of chemical reaction we should avoid the steps during the conversion of a reactant in a desired product. Then next principle is the use of catalyst or use of catalysis. So here we know that the catalyst used in a chemical reaction, it helps to increase the rate of reaction or it speed up the chemical reaction. The catalyst do not take part itself in the chemical reaction, but it helps in increasing the rate of reaction. That means we get the desired product at a faster rate. So the catalyst helps the reaction to increase selectivity as well as it minimizes the formation of waste and reduce reaction times. That means it speeds up the reaction. So we have to use the different types of catalysts in a chemical reaction. Simple example is the formation or the conversion of oil into the solid form, means hydrogenation of oil. म्हणजेच आपण ऑइल पासून ज्यावेळी वनस्पती तूप किंवा ज्याला आपण डालडा म्हणतो ते तयार करत असताना निकेलचा वापर केला जातो ॲज अ कॅटलिस्ट. सो सच टाइप ऑफ डिफरंट कॅटलिस्ट should be used in different types of chemical reactions. Then next principle is the design for degradation. So the green chemistry suggests that design such chemicals products which can be degraded easily and it will not be toxic. In polymer chemistry we have previously studied that there are different types of polymers. These polymers are responsible for different types of environmental pollution. So to avoid such type of pollution due to polymers, the biodegradable polymers are prepared which can be degraded by different types of microorganisms. So in different types of chemical reaction, it is suggested that the products or the reactant, they should be biodegradable. That means if they get degraded by different types of microorganisms, there will not be or there will be less environmental pollution. So we have to use such type of biodegradable materials for a chemical process or synthesis. Then next principle is that real-time analysis pollution prevention. So here analytical methodologies should be developed or modified so that continuous monitoring of the manufacturing and processing is possible. याचा अर्थ काय की समजा एखाद्या कारणामुळे जर पोल्युशन होत असेल, आपल्याला ते कारण नेमकं त्यावेळेस आयडेंटिफाय झालं पाहिजे, त्याचं प्रमाण कसं कमी होईल ह्यासाठी वेगवेगळ्या अनालिटिकल मेथड त्या वेळेत वापरून आपल्याला ते पोल्युशन कमी करता येईल किंवा अंडर कंट्रोल आपल्याला ते ठेवता येईल. सो दिस इज अबाउट द रियल टाइम अनालिसिस पोल्युशन प्रिव्हेन्शन. देन लास्ट प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री इज द सेफर केमिस्ट्री फॉर ऍक्सिडेंट प्रिव्हेन्शन. So we have or we need to develop chemical processes that are safer and minimize the risk of accidents. So there are number of chemical reactions or processes in which we use different types of chemicals. The chemicals may be in the form of solid, liquid or gaseous. So if we are going to carry out some chemical processes with the gaseous substances, then there is possibility of accidents including explosion. So try to avoid such type of accidents by using appropriate chemical or appropriate chemical substances which reduce the different accidental or different chemical accidents. So these are the all or 12 principles of green chemistry. So in all, the green chemistry suggests that we have to use or we should use the chemicals in such a way that there will be formation or less formation or there will be no formation of different hazardous substances which are responsible for different types of environmental pollution. Then after the principles of green chemistry, we have to study the role of green chemistry. ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री म्हणजे आपण सुरुवातीला बघितलं होतं की केमिस्ट्रीचा अशा पद्धतीने वापर केला पाहिजे की ज्याच्यामुळे वेगवेगळ्या केमिकल प्रोसेसमुळे जे एन्व्हायरमेंटल पोल्युशन क्रिएट होतंय ते काय झालं पाहिजे, कमी झालं पाहिजे. सो द रोल ऑफ ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री first it states that it recognizes not have the natural capacity to tolerate much of waste and pollution which will cause unsustainability. We know that Earth is the only planet where life is present. So Earth has its natural capacity to tolerate the waste which is generated by human beings or all living things. So here we have to take in mind that we should use the substances for chemical process which are or which reduce the formation of hazardous substances, because earth cannot tolerate too much of waste on it. Then the green chemistry promotes innovative chemical technologies that reduce or eliminate use or generation of hazardous substances. The green chemistry suggests that we should develop the different innovative chemical technologies which will reduce the formation or generation of hazardous substances, or we should the reactant or we should try to avoid the formation of hazardous substances after completion of the chemical processes. Then the green chemistry, it helps to reduce the capital expenditure to prevent pollution. So here when we are going to start the industry, we have to take into mind that there should not be any waste generation after completion of the formation of the desired product. एखादी इंडस्ट्री चालू करत असताना त्याचं इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर अशा पद्धतीने तयार झालं पाहिजे की तिथून बाहेर पडणारा जो प्रॉडक्ट असेल तो प्रॉडक्ट तयार होत असताना त्याच्या जोडीला वेस्ट मटेरियल हे कमीत कमी तयार झालं पाहिजे. अशा पद्धतीने आपल्याला ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री सजेस्ट करते. सो इट helps to reduce the capital expenditures. Then green chemistry helps to protect the presence of ozone in the stratosphere, and this ozone is essential for surviving Earth. So we know that ozone layer is important in the stratosphere because this ozone layer protects the direct entry of the harmful ultraviolet rays on the Earth. So we know that there is ozone depletion or there is ozone hole present in the stratosphere. This green chemistry suggests or it helps to protect the presence of ozone because here this ozone layer get depleted by the presence of chlorofluorocarbons. So the green chemistry again suggests that there should be use of, or we try to prevent the use of such chlorofluorocarbons which are harmful for this ozone. Then last is the green chemistry is useful to control the greenhouse effects or the global warming. We know that day by day the temperature of earth is increasing due to the increase in the amount of carbon dioxide. Again, the different types of gases are responsible for global warming or greenhouse effect. So here green chemistry suggests that there should be use of such chemicals which avoid or which prevent the formation of such type of harmful gases. So in all total, the green chemistry suggests that we try to use the such chemicals which prevents or which minimize the formation of different hazardous substances which are responsible for the environmental pollution. अशा पद्धतीने केमिकल प्रोसेसेस कॅरी आउट केले पाहिजे की जेणेकरून त्याच्यातून तयार होणारा जो प्रॉडक्ट आहे त्याच्या जोडीला कमीत कमी प्रमाणामध्ये बाय प्रॉडक्ट किंवा हजार्डस सबस्टन्सेस हे तयार झाले पाहिजे. आणि जर तयार होत असतील तर ते कशा पद्धतीने पुन्हा कमी करता येईल ह्याचाही विचार केला गेला पाहिजे. हेच आपल्याला ह्या ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री मधून सांगितलं गेलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज अबाउट दी ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री. So in the next lecture we are going to start the study regarding the nanochemistry. In that we have to study in detail about the nanochemistry, nanoscience and all about the nanoparticles. Thank you.